Well?
Everything is arranged, sir. I am meeting the men tomorrow.
I hope this time that you are successful.
These men are experts. Everyone who has employed these men are very satisfied. In fact, most satisfied.
If my brother attends that conference on Tuesday, I will be most unsatisfied with you, Muhammad Day. Most unsatisfied. Do you understand that?
Yes, my lord.
Money.
In the name of Allah, the compassionating, the compassionate, the beneficent King, creator of the universe, Lord of the three worlds, who set up the firmament without pillars in its stead, who created the earth even as a bed.
Is that Arabic you're reading?
Pardon?
I said, is that Arabic you're reading?
Of course. Look.
You can't speak Arabic.
Salam alaikum.
That's very good.
Oh, was this in the Stafford district?
Yeah. Look in the inside cover.
Is that supposed to tell me something?
Ibn Essif, isn't it?
Let's have a look at that. Oh, Sheik Ibn Essif. He got attacked somewhere in South Kent last week.
Off Princess Gate.
So how did we come by this?
It was in this bag that someone sent in.
Must have thought he was on his way to Harrods with a bag full of fivers. Nobbled him over the head. When they saw what was in it, dumped it. Just old books, isn't it?
Still, he might want them back.
He might want them back, all right. I've been phoning around one or two antiquarian bookshops.
So what are they worth? A couple of hundred?
That one there is part of pre-Islamic Arabia by Abul Feda. Now, they've got copies of that in the British and Tehran museums. According to my informant in Bond Street, that'll fetch 20,000 quid, no bother.
Ooh, and we got a bag full of them.
We've got Masood I's Legends, we've got 2 copies of that. Al-Kutubi's Commentaries.
Well, Al-Kutubi's Commentaries. They're valuable too.
You can say that again.
Look, I think I'll get them down to the strong
Now,
room.
wait a minute. If you do that, you have to fill in a high-value form for it. Some poor copper at Central gets hauled up to the yard and disembarked. They'll make out a return claim form. We've only got Phil's word that the stuff's valuable.
Thanks.
You're not thinking of sending them back in the van, are you?
That'll make us look right, Muggs, if they find
Look,
out.
Sue makes out the form. I take the bag and drop it off at its owners tomorrow night. He signs the form, we get rid, everybody's happy, all right?
You got the address, have you?
Well, it's not in here.
Nope.
Where can we get it?
Immigration Index.
Ah, now, look, I have to inform you that this is strictly
Strictly
against
against
regulations.
Yes, that's why you like doing it.
We could have phoned Claridge's.
His Excellency Ibn Essif, 1A, Downton Mansions, London, NW8.
Well, that's the place near Lord's.
Funny he's not caused a stink so far.
Perhaps he's got spare copies.
The point is, you've got an awful lot to learn in a very short space of time if you want to come out of this lot on top. No, I don't think there's a lot more I've got to say to you. You've all seen the duty rosters on the outside of Captain Eisner's quarters. Now, them rosters has to be very strictly adhered to. Now, any of you who can't read, get one of your mates to explain it to you, right? Any questions?
Major,
Yes?
you say we have to learn shooting and tactics and bomb making. But when we were sent here, they said we were to be guarding important prisoners.
There will be prisoners to guard. Very important prisoners. But while you're here, we're going to make soldiers out of you. You joined the Revolutionary Army to fight, and that is what you are going to do. Got it?
Long live the revolution!
Long live the revolution!
Right, dismiss. Well, it's good to have you back in the mob, Kurt.
Where do they bloody get them from?
Oh, search me. Worse than that shower we had on the Horn.
Yeah.
Still, the money's good.
Yeah. And it makes a change being for the revolution. We was always on the other side.
Oh, no, not always. I mean, that outfit we worked for in the What's-It Republic. I mean, they was revolutionaries, weren't they?
Well, they was?
Yeah, the People's Liberation Movement or something.
What does that mean?
Oh, I don't know. How the hell should I know? Some kind of Reds.
Any of the other boys coming here? Nobby and Jean-Paul and their mob?
Well, they're bound to be on their way, aren't they, when they hear the kind of money this outfit's paying out? Still, we're here first, Kurt. There's oil in this country. The boss here is Sheik Ibn. He's in London, arranging a deal with one of the big international outfits. Now, they get the oil, and in return, they build a lot of motorways and schools and hospitals and all the usual sort of crap.
Motorways here?
Yeah, you know, all that sort of stuff. Anyway, our people are going to make sure that this agreement don't get signed.
You're Mr. Smith?
That's right.
Oh, we'll take that as read for the minute. A friend of mine says you've got a job of work for me.
It's a very difficult piece of work.
You shouldn't have said that, Mr. Smith. Puts the price up.
There'll be no problem about money.
Well, that's nice. Like how big a no problem?
Oh, my principal suggests £10,000.
It's a start. Go on.
We've heard that you did some work for a colleague of ours last June.
What colleague?
You arranged for the delivery of a woman to him. A traitor.
Oh, you're with that mob, are you? I thought you'd gone respectable nowadays.
We're with no mob. But we also have someone who must leave this country.
And I suppose, like, what's the name, she won't want to go.
It's not a woman.
Who is he?
Will you take the work?
When I see some money.
Here is a down payment of £5,000. The remainder when you'll have done your work.
Very nice and businesslike. And when's that going to be?
Tomorrow.
You what?
Is something the matter?
Now listen, mate. You don't go and snatch somebody like you're picking spuds. You have to watch them, see where they go, hit them at just the right
But that
moment.
would not be necessary in this case. You see, the person is not going anywhere. Your instructions are in the envelope.
The Sheik's still in hospital, but his secretary says he'll be coming out on Wednesday.
Ah, well, it's only a day or two.
No, I've made an appointment for you to see His Excellency at 3 o'clock this afternoon.
All very protocol, isn't it? Don't forget the bunch of grapes.
Oh, why not a box of dates?
Which means I shall be back here by 4, by which time you will have got the monthly reports ready for HQ, right?
He gets like that at times.
I've told him. Holiday in the sun, that's all he needs.
Morning.
was shouting across the dynamo. Oh, it's all right now.
Damn good job. We're going to need it tonight.
You going somewhere?
Got to get the ground lights down to the landing strip. We got company due in at dusk.
Not more wooden heads, eh?
No, a prisoner. Just got a message from HQ. London reports visitor arrived direct your base at 1800 local time. Guard with utmost security. Yeah, well, let's hope they make a better job of it this time.
And don't they fly him in?
Yeah, I told you, mate. Private jet. This isn't just any old rubbish we're dealing with, you know. This is very high class.
Good afternoon. My name is Lewis. I've come to see Sheik Ibn Essif.
Along the corridor on the right, sir.
Thank you.
Hello. Mr. Lewis is on his way.
My name is Lewis.
Please, come in, Mr. Lewis.
This one is something I value very highly.
Oh, it's a good thing the person who mugged you didn't know what he got at.
Yes, the police say that is what happened to me.
Oh, it's getting very common in the West End.
And elsewhere.
Everyone comes in, we're just having a quiet drive, aren't we?
Yeah.
I've got a form I'd like you to sign, sir. Just to say that you've got everything back. Just there. Thank you.
But of course, you put me in a very delicate position.
How's that, sir?
I was educated here in England, but I'm afraid in many things I'm still the desert Arab I was born. A gift or a service must be reciprocated if it is in one's power. And what can I do for you, Mr. Lewis? I cannot give you a present because you're not allowed to accept money, are you?
Well, if you wanted to, sir, you could make a contribution to the Police Benevolent Fund.
Of course, an excellent idea. But that would not... One moment, please. I was wearing this when I was attacked. I would like you to have it.
Oh, I couldn't, sir.
Please, it has been worn.
Yeah, I'm sure, and it's really very kind of you.
It is of no great value of itself. But my father wore it throughout his campaigns. Were you a soldier, Mr. Lewis?
Yes, sir, I was.
And please, I insist.
Well, I'll do my best, sir.
Yes, I will help you. Huh? That is correct, huh? Just there on the top. There. You look more like one of the faithful than many of my relatives. Forgive me, the telephone is in my servant's room. I'm coming, Khalid.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
my lord.
You said you were confident of these men.
Oh, yes. They are experts.
Then stop performing like a goat, Imrad. Here, rest of the payment. Take it over to the aircraft.
Stop! My lord?
This pilot, does he know who his passenger is going to be?
Oh, no, my lord, no. I give instructions to the men. The face has got to be kept covered while the plane is airborne.
And the nurse?
The nurse. She is not from our country. She would not have recognized my lord's brother. Quickly, get him into the plane.
Bit of settling up to do first, haven't we?
Oh, yes.
OK, Fred, open up. Is that our transport?
That is my principal's car. Yours is in the shed behind the hangar. It's a Toyota, and I hope it's all right.
Well, as long as it gets us back to town. Where do you want us to dump it, or doesn't it matter?
Of course it matters. It's my cousin's car, and it's new this month. Oh, leave it in Eden Square, wouldn't you? On the south side?
Yeah, if I can find a meter.
Oh, don't worry about that. It has CD plates in it.
Yeah, well, very nice to do business with you, Mr. Smith. See you soon.
Nothing. Are you sure you haven't sent them back to district by mistake?
No. I always send current files to the incinerator by mistake. Oh, look, couldn't we just make up a few figures?
Like what?
Oh, be generous. Say 20% up on last month.
Then the computer estimates it on a national basis. Crime index goes into double figures. You get every chief constable in the country the sack.
Well?
It's quite a lovely thought, isn't it?
And the government would get worried to death and insist on employing another million or so new coppers. And then they'd have to give them another pay increase. And then Nick Lewis would be rich enough to pay his tea money on Fridays.
Nick Lewis?
What?
He's got 'em.
What? Fish hooks in his pocket?
He took a load of files on Thursday. He's got 'em.
Well, why didn't you tell me that before?
You're supposed to be running this office, aren't you?
When I came here, they said Mr. Strong and Mr. Lewis would give you every assistance. You'll find them extremely helpful, they said. Huh?
Give him a ring. He'll still be at the hospital.
4:15. It doesn't take an hour to eat a box of dates.
Yeah, you're right. He'll have left by now. But then he'll have to go home to get them. I don't know why he takes files home, you know. I don't take files home.
Well, perhaps you don't read in bed.
Does Nick?
How would I know?
So, komm rein. So, hier runter. Komm schon. So, hier rein. Los schon!
Do you know what this is for?
It's a bed. It's for sleeping.
We know that, you fool! Now, there's going to be a prisoner arriving here at 1800 hours by plane. He's probably going to be with us several days. And you're going to look after him. Not for 8 hours a day, not for 10 hours a day, but for 24 hours a day. Everything he wants, food, drink, amusement, and you make sure he gets it. There's no way that anybody can get away from here, so you won't need to be armed. Now, he's not to be hurt. He's not to be injured in any way whatsoever. Because if he is, Kurt here will hurt you. Only a lot worse. You got that?
Yes, sir. Yes, I've got that.
Right, better get back to your quarters, get your head down. The guard will wake you as soon as the prisoner arrives. That's all.
Mr. Leopold. Most urgent.
Where from?
I'm getting it from the embassy. It's been patched through from Source Sheba. Does that mean anything to you?
The hell it does. Hurry up.
London 1. Most urgent. Source Sheba states target Pharaoh due arrive 1800 hours local time. Request instructions.
Pharaoh. She's off her head. Lucy! The man is in flat in London. He'd better be. Lucy! What's that about?
Rubbish.
You say it's rubbish.
I was outside the hospital when Khalid brought him to the car. I had 4 men in relays in St. John's Wood. 2 of them are there now. One is Roger. He knows Ibn Essif.
So where is?
Ask Source Sheba.
Yes. Get London 1 to this message to Source Sheba on her next call in. Confirm identity arrival soonest. If it's not Sheik Ibn, it could be Hussein on his way back.
We know Hussein is in London.
Not till we find him. Sorry to get you up. Go back to bed.
No, I'll wait for the message. Source Sheba, a woman?
Yes.
Reliable?
Until now.
Nick's still not at home.
I told you. He's decided to make a day of it. It's not exactly the weather for it, but, well, perhaps he's got a friend. You know, a sort of short-sighted nymphomaniac who runs a public house, someone like that.
If those digests aren't ready for collection tomorrow, we've had it. Probably sack you and send me to catering statistics.
That's not good.
I already know how many grains of patna rice a 10-stone vegetarian Chinese rapist wants for his prison dinner. They must be at his flat, you know. He wouldn't have taken them with him.
So you find him, and he takes you back to the flat, and you come in early in the morning and you put them on the list.
Oh, no, no, my lady. They're your responsibility. We find him.
OK. Where do we start looking?
Public houses I've known. One good thing about Nick is he's a creature of habit. I don't think he'll have strayed very far.
All right, you lot, scoot. Well, you wanted important prisoners to guard, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
And they don't come more important than this beggar, eh? He's not going to wake for hours.
He's all right, though, isn't he?
Yeah. They gave him enough to fly him to China. He's not going to say nothing till morning.
Ugly-looking freak, isn't he? Yeah.
Just looks like a VOG to me.
Yeah. Well, then. You.
Sir.
Now then, I don't want you letting on to any of your mates as to who this is. See? As I don't want them getting any ideas and coming in here and sticking him in the middle of the night. Now, if anything does go wrong, remember, Kurt spent 5 years here. He knows some awfully funny tricks with Arabs, particularly the females. See you in the morning, Effendi.
Sheba doesn't say what department of the police he's attached to.
She doesn't need to.
Protection squad?
No, he'd have been armed. One of those clodhoppers from the special branch. And God help us if they're taking interest in Sheik Ibn.
Only 2 days to the signing of the agreement. We can protect him till then.
And what if the news about this fellow Lewis gets out? No oil company's going to get involved in yet another diplomatic incident if they can help it. We'll have to find out a little more. Get your coat.
Well?
Well, what?
Ring the bell.
Oh, look, he might be in bed. You know, it's after 11 o'clock.
I'll ring the bell. Nick! Nick!
Hey, shut up. You'll get us both nicked.
Oh, look, he's still not answering. Can't you just break the door down in a manly fashion?
Stand back.
Oh, remarkably clever.
Come in, close the door.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ooh. Good evening.
What the... Who are you lot?
Take out your wallet. And you, empty your handbag on the table.
And what are two respectable civil servants doing? Breaking into flats at this time of night?
What do you mean breaking in? This is my flat.
Lucy?
The man or the girl?
All right, all right. Who are you people, anyway?
Talk.
The guy who lives here, Nick Lewis, we work with him.
Lewis is a policeman.
That's right. So are we.
Hmm?
I think kill them both.
You do's your friend.
You. Why are you here?
Shall I tell them?
If you don't, I think we're going to go out here in boxers. She's got a funny look in her eye, that one.
She's got a funny look anyway.
Hey!
All right, I'll tell you. Nick hasn't been in the office all day. He's got some files and we need them for work tomorrow.
Files? What files?
Office stuff.
These so-called files. You know where they are?
I mean, the desk, I suppose.
Show me.
Now, you're not going to do anything extravagant if I put my hand in my pocket, are you?
Try me. You have some very odd aptitudes for a civil servant.
It's the drink that does it.
Ah.
Hey, that's government property. Go easy.
Back on the couch.
I think I would have been frightened but for that last large brandy. I think I would have been very frightened.
Sure, there's nothing to be scared about. Is that right, miss?
Look, well, would it be all right if I went over to that table there?
Why?
Well, as we're waiting, I thought we might as well have a drink.
Sit down!
Lucy!
Well?
Let the woman get some drinks. I'll have a tonic water.
That's right. No reason you shouldn't enjoy yourself. You do this sort of work a lot, sir?
So far, you seem to be telling the truth. Now, we'll start some serious questioning. What's Lewis's connection with Operation Scimitar?
Operations? What are you on about?
I think they really do not know. The only thing is now, what do we do with them?
Our cover is exposed. We shall have to shoot at them.
Hey, go steady. Just hold on.
He's been giving her too much red meat for breakfast. That's what's wrong with her.
There are very big issues at stake. But I think we will not kill them.
Now, I like him.
If we don't kill them, the story will be in the newspapers tomorrow. There will be no signing of the agreement then.
Perhaps. Perhaps not. You realize that your colleague's life is in danger, don't you?
Well, if you've got many like that about, I wouldn't be surprised. Where is Nick, anyway?
I think I shall tell them.
Hello, nurse. Did I fall over?
No.
Oh, no, I remember. I was sitting in the chair and the doctor shook my hand. Oh, God, I'm so hot. I've got a fever, haven't I?
No, your temperature's steady.
Well, don't tell me my temperature's steady when I'm melting away. I feel as if I'm about 110.
120, that's the room temperature.
120? Well, what sort of hospital is this? What are you dressed like that for? What have they done? Stuck me in the boiler room?
Don't shout now.
There's no air in this place. Don't you ever open the windows?
Salam alaikum, Sheik Ibn.
Salam alaikum. Who might you two comics be?
When boats are rocked in that part of the world, everybody is affected. Let's say we're friendly neighbors of Sheik Ibn Essif.
So, you want us to cover for you here, and then maybe we get Nick back in one piece?
Now, you say this dervish who's arranged all the dirty deeds. He's in London?
Hussein? Yes, we know he's here. But where? We don't know.
If you got your hands on him, they'd swap him for Nick any day. Him being the boss man.
Miss Maxwell, we've had several very good agents searching for Hussein for weeks. He cannot be found.
We could find him for you.
Leopold, we're wasting our time.
You find him. Just how?
Phil?
Embassy lists, flight schedules, immigration records.
You remember how we got onto that American last week?
Credit cards? Yeah, there's a thought. This Hussein fella, do you happen to know which credit cards he carries?
What the devil does it matter?
Well, unless he brought a whole mass of money into the country, he'll have had to be paying his hotel by card.
But we don't know where he is. What hotel?
I've got that feed rigged up to the Bank of England computer now.
Would that give us a line into the clearing banks?
Took me about half an hour to work out the collations.
Well, if we try the American Express first, because he probably wouldn't be using the British-based company.
Stop! Are you saying you have access to all these records?
Well, you can do a lot with a computer if you know which numbers to dial. You see, if he's been in this country a few weeks, he's had to be drawing money. What do you think? About an hour?
If that.
Come on then, Sue. Work to do.
Not her. She stays with me.
We'll compromise. We'll all go down to the office together. OK?
Very well.
And I'll have the gun in my handbag. Don't forget.
Poor little gun.
A copper. A genuine British copper. I blow his head off. Not yet, Kurt. Not yet, not yet. Let's have a few answers first. All right then, sunshine. Where's Sheik Ibn?
Well, how should I know?
Who sent you over here?
Well, who do you think? Look, haven't you worked out what's happened yet?
No, you tell us.
The team you sent in to get Ibn Essif, they lifted the wrong man.
Oh.
I think the story's all over the front page of every English paper by now. And your lads over there are down at Cannon Row having their toes stamped on by some mates of mine. You know, it's surprising how quickly people start talking when a 14-stone copper lands on their ingrowing toenails. So if I were you, General, I'd scarp her a bit quick before we get visitors.
I think I take this big mouse apart,
Hang
Mike.
on, Kurt, hang on. Come over here.
Huh?
We could have a very valuable property on our hands. You see, one thing you've got to give the Brits credit for is that they do look after their own. I mean, they paid a couple of $100,000, didn't they, for those 2 diplomats in South America? Get up, Lewis. Seen out of the window, have you? 80 miles of sand in every direction. Nearest village is on the frontier, which is that away. So your mates are going to have quite a job getting here, aren't they?
Well, maybe not.
Oh, yes. And as for you getting away yourself, well, I mean, you're welcome to try, but it is a very long walk. And just in case you was thinking of the dingo there, oh, yes. Kurt keeps about a couple of gallons in there, just enough for local transport. Get you to the first row of dunes.
What's the geography lesson for?
We just want everything nice. Now, you can't get away, so why don't you just enjoy yourself? While we find out just how much your government's going to pay to get you home in one piece. Now, you look after him good.
Is that right, what he said?
Yes, this is a very remote part of my country.
And you're with this mob, are you?
Major Clark and Captain Eisner. They command this company of the Revolutionary Army.
Oh, yeah, I should have guessed. And you're against Ibn Essif.
Ibn Essif is a corrupt lackey of Western imperialism!
Now, where have I heard that before?
Is there something I could do for you?
Yeah, if you had a magic wand, you could get me a nice bottle of ice-cold beer.
But that's no problem.
2A blank A 848.
Bingo. Got it.
King's Hotel. King's Hotel, Austin Reed, Marks and Sparks. They must have been out shopping yesterday.
That is quite amazing. Lucy, get on the phone to London 1. Tell them.
You're picking up now, are you?
That's our business. But thank you, Mrs. Strong.
And our business is what's happening to Nick at present. This Hussein Essif bloke, I want to see him as well. If Nick's still alive, he can help keep him that way.
Well, that is the most beautiful thing that's happened to me for years.
Another bottle?
Oh, yes, please.
Okay.
How do you do it?
Oh, hole in the sand, fill it with petrol and bury the bottles in it. It's called a desert fridge. Heat exchange due to evaporation, you see?
No, I don't see, but I love it.
Simple physics, according to my first boyfriend.
Yeah, well, I suppose he'd need to know that kind of stuff out here.
No, that was in England when I was at university.
Oh, Oxbridge, I suppose.
No, Sheffield. His name was Ernie Ramsbottom. That's a very common name in Sheffield.
Well, that is a very common name, full stop.
Oh, he was nice. He said I had a lovely figure. Do you think I've got a lovely figure?
Well, I don't know. Exactly the most flattering uniform you revolutionaries wear.
But I'm not a revolutionary all the time, you know.
Taking long enough, aren't they?
Not heard any screams.
Perhaps they haven't met Lucy yet.
Well? Not bad. Hussein will not tell us anything, but Mohammed Day has been most helpful. They're receiving on this frequency. Can do?
Yeah, no trouble.
Message them. Your prisoner to be held pending arrival senior party representative. No further communication to be made to British government as ransom now available. That's it.
What's that about?
The mercenaries are holding Lewis, trying a little business on their own.
Oh, that's all the poor chap needs.
Fortunately, Mohammed has access to the party funds. Mr. Lewis is going to cost Hussein plenty.
This party bloke, you're not just sending one of them with the money, are you?
We've discussed that. Lewis's suggestion seems to be the best.
I'll bet.
It was my duty, you see. I was told everything you require.
Well, revolutionary principles can't be that bad. So where are we going?
Oh, not you, Sunshine. That's for us. You're probably going back in style. They're sending the jet in this afternoon with a very, very important man on board. I expect I'll take you back.
Is that straight?
On my life. You see, Kurt and me, we've got a very nice little nest egg now, thanks to you. We like you.
So where are you going on that?
First up the frontier, after that, who knows?
Well, what about this lot, these revolutionaries?
Yeah, well, we'll put Yasmin in charge, eh, girl?
Well, if I'm important enough for them to pay a ransom, I'm important enough to take you with me.
I couldn't do that, Nick. I've got work to do here.
Oh, yes. Up the revolution.
But sometime I may visit London. Are you married?
No.
Nobody?
No. I've got a parrot.
You don't like Major Clark, do you?
No, not a lot. Why?
Well, you know the fuel line where I get the petrol? It's quite loose, really.
So?
I was thinking it might come undone, and there's such a long way to go.
Message from London 1.
Yes?
Plane landed at 14:08.
Keep listening.
Oh, no.
Hello, boss. How are you keeping? You all right? Oh, hang on a minute. Okay.
Very nice. Well, if I can ever do the same for you any time, Lewis, you just let me know, all right? Oh, yes.
You must have had a hell of a time here, boss.
I certainly have.
Can you walk?
Just about.